Slash, your horror movie podcast.
All right, dude. Welcome back, Hack Stab Slash. It's your boy Hacky. Some dude dressed like Santa Claus.
Let's go. Justin here to talk about Killer Snowman.
He's elf in disguise, if you will. We're doing Jack Frost from 1998, starring Michael Keaton. This is a wonderful family movie that has plenty of sing-alongs, lots of rock and roll. Well, you got.
So I clicked on that first. I did not know. I almost texted you. I was like, what the hell? I was trying to find this movie, and there was like 3 different Jack Frost. I was like, what is this? And I clicked on that.
Everyone I have ever mentioned this movie to, they're like, yeah, dude, I watched that by accident thinking I was putting on the Michael Keaton movie because the Michael Keaton one is from 1998. This is from 1997.
97. Yes, a year apart. That was very confusing.
This one's way better, though, because, I mean, let's be honest, dude. It's got Shannon and Elizabeth in a shower scene.
I had no clue that she was in that either. Like I said, I knew nothing about this besides it was a Killer Snowman. Man.
What was your expectation rate in getting ready to go into this, though?
Oh, God. Like, especially after you picked Jacko, like one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. I like bad movies, too, that are like bad, like so bad it's good. I honestly thought this was going to be like a 2. I was like, and especially after the first few minutes, I was kind of pissed. So I'm not going to lie. I had very low expectations.
After the first few minutes, dude, I think these opening credits are amazing.
Worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Really? You didn't like this? All right, let me start this off real quick, Hack Stab Slash. It's fairy tale time, and Uncle Henry offers his niece a happy, scary story. This one is about Jack Frost. Now, I'm not going to read every piece of dialogue they say back and forth, so I kind of summarized just the rhyming parts together.
Thank you.
He says, regular folk get up in the morning, they eat something, then they hurry off of like whatever they have to go on during their day. Well, Jack would get up, eat something, then hurry off to kill someone because that's what he did. He killed people. And this little girl is like, no. And he's like, he'd stick knives in their faces, cut open their tummies, then stamp on their heads until their brains got all runny. For 5 years through 11 states and 38 deaths. Jack was nimble. Jack was quick. Jack gouged eyes with candlesticks and smashed in skulls with sticks and stones and used iron bars to break their bones so he could hide his kills in tiny places and he would never have to see their faces. All right, enough with that fucking nursery rhyme. We get the worst prisoner transport I've ever seen in my entire life. The fact that these two dudes are looking through a one singular window in a prison transport, huddled together like there's no heat, bro. I thought they worked for the post office.
Same. It looked like they were driving an LOV.
But it's one hell of a fucking snowstorm right now. And Jack's in the back, still getting his rocks off as he kills the guard when he asks for a smoke. They get into a nice head-on collision, though, and all mayhem breaks loose. I actually like this head-on collision. You could tell they tried to make it look like it was slow motion, but all it was just two cars just slowly rolling towards each other. And before they crashed, they made like a sound effect noise and then spun the camera real fast. And the two security guards were like, oh no. And then they zoom in on Jack Frost and he's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's so fucking bad.
Oh.
Bro, but this truck that they collide with is full of like some genetic chemical shit that explodes all over Jack. And he literally melts into a pile of mush. And all his entrails just turn into something like you see out of Night of the Living Dead. And he immediately gets absorbed by the snow. But instead of like seeing real molecules or some kind of crazy effect, bro, they give us like a 5-second cartoon that looks like something out of Osmosis Jones. Then the fucking pile of snow dude just starts to move around violently. And this dumb ass transport guard or whatever the hell you want to call him just panics and starts shooting wildly at the snow. Our next scene is we meet Sheriff Sam Tyler and his family. They're all driving home, and his wife Ann assures him that after midnight, Jack Frost will be no more. He doesn't have anything to worry about, which means no more bad dreams, no more nothing. He can get back on with his life. This leads into a flashback of Sam, the sheriff, actually catching Jack kind of in the act, and Jack is just one creepy ass mofo. He snaps out of it, though, just in time to pass by this prisoner transport that is completely turned upside down in a head-on collision with shit everywhere. And for a sheriff of a town, you'd think he would have some more balls, right, Justin?
Right.
He rolls down his window and he goes, "Hey guys," they go, "Keep it moving." And he's like, "I work with the local," and they said it's a federal thing. And he's like, "Oh, okay, no problem. See you later."
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the hell was that? He's like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I thought he was
this
gonna
shit
get
just
out
happened on the outskirts or like right at the line of your
of your
small
town.
town. I'm not fucking driving away, bro. I'm the sheriff. I'm getting out of my car, telling my
Yeah,
wife to drive home and figuring out what the
right.
fuck's going. This is my neck of the woods, bro.
That's
Come
what I
on.
thought was gonna happen. That was very odd.
The next morning, though, we see Anne's up nice and early. She's listening to the news. Their kid Ryan is making their dad some very, very special oatmeal. And I'm just happy that no one in this family eats any of this oatmeal because not only does it look disgusting, but there's a special ingredient that we'll touch on later that would just murder this entire kid's family. So the dad does the right thing though. He says, let me put it in a bag and take it for lunch. Like just stuff it full, buddy. So he gives him a nice big bag. He heads off for lunch. But Sam, on his way to work, decides to stop by the local snowman building competition. Everyone in town is there. It looks like it's in front of a church.
Sure.
This
Yep.
does give you very small town vibes. Everyone knows everyone. They're all on a first name basis. No one refers to him as the sheriff, nothing like that. It's just Sam, this, that, and the other thing. But one thing I do like that you should try, Justin, and you should take
What do you
notes
got?
on
Okay.
is what's the difference between snowmen and snow women? Snowballs!
Snowballs. I know.
Let's
I heard
go.
the joke. I was like, oh, let's go. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. So Sam now makes his way to the station and he's treating Marla like he's just mocking her and going off of, oh yeah, don't want to talk to me. Oh, how was your day? Like just giving her shit, like playful banter. And he goes, "What's the matter? You look like someone died." And she pulls up a note that says, "From Marla to Sam, somebody died." You couldn't put down the phone to stop doing your makeup?
Oh,
We find out that this is old man Harper, and he's been murdered and left on his rocking chair outside to just freeze to death. My man is a corpsicle right now.
frozen.
Sam gets back into his cruiser. He radios into the FBI and he gets in touch with a guy named Agent Manners. Sam just wants to make sure that the Jack Frost transport actually happened and Jack Frost is dead. And he says, "I can assure you, Jack Frost is physically dead." And that's all he says. Like, "Oh, all right, yeah, no problem. No more digging. All right, see you later, man. Hey, thanks for the talk. Have a good day. Merry Christmas. See you later."
Hope.
Yep. Agent
all good.
Manners, the second they hang up, Agent Manners looks right at this guy named Agent Stone, and they start talking about the acid and how this is an absolute disaster. And Agent Stone is panicking, and Agent Manners just goes, "Hey, look at the bright side. At least you know the shit works. It
Yeah,
just
right.
sucks that your guinea pig was a homicidal maniac named Jack Frost that I have to go put down." We now meet Doc Peters, who's our local physician. He does all things in this town because it's a small town, and he's with Sam now, and they're going over the body. And he says, "Hey, I don't. There should be lacerations here. There should be multiple marks. Whoever killed him snapped his neck in one full force. Is extremely powerful. But see how there's no marks, no hand prints, no bruising, no nothing. He's like, it's almost like he killed him with a large glove or a big mitten." And Sam goes, "Oh, great. They just get this around town. Hey, the catcher mitt killer."
Catcher Mitt Killer.
If I was a serial killer, bro, I would be pissed if someone called me that.
I'd be so upset if that was my nickname. Like you, what a fail.
Absolutely failed. Oh my god, dude. Speaking of killers, there was a serial killer back in the day named the Weeping Killer. Did you ever hear about that dude?
I think you might have told me about him.
Yeah, he would call the police station and just cry while he confessed his crimes, and then he would run away.
That's insane. That's
So Anne is now back home with some groceries, and she tells Ryan, "Hey, it's a great day to go outside, and that snowman you built out there is pretty impressive." And Ryan goes, "What snowman? I didn't build any snowman." Regardless, though, Anne goes, "Well, he's not done yet. He needs some finishing touches." So she gives him like a bag full of shit, coal for the eyes, carrot for the nose, all that stuff. Ryan goes outside and he really brings Jack Frost to life now, even giving him eyebrows, Justin. If you move your head, he gave him twigs for eyebrows. He looks pissed. Just as Ryan starts finishing up, the local bullies show up and they tell him to fucking get lost, get out of their way. They call him like Snot Brain. He's in the way of the black ice sledding thing. And Ryan's just like, "Yo, I don't know what you're talking about. This is my dad's front yard. You need to get bent." And this kid, Billy, just says like, fuck you, pretty much. I'm just gonna kick you in the guts. And everyone starts going by on their sleds. And Justin, I know you love this part. Two kids go by, and just as the third goes by, and they're all on steel wooden sleds, like the old school kind.
Old school.
The fucking snowman, after Billy decapitates him, returns the favor. He pushes him in front of the sled, and that sled then decapitates Billy. And all you hear is all his friends go, "Holy shit, Ryan just killed Billy." He's like, "It wasn't me. It was the snowman."
It was a snowman.
Bro, the cops are now on the scene, and they're picking up the body and the head. They put the head in like a fucking Ziploc bag. It's so bad. And we get this like somber version of the song Comfort and Joy. And Sam and Jake just start arguing back and forth because it's both their kids that are involved. It's Sam's kid right now being accused of killing Jake's kid. And Sam's like, "There's no fucking way this happened." He's like, "Your son is 2 feet bigger than Ryan. There was no way this was a fight." And he goes, "He's 2 feet taller." And someone in the background goes, "Not anymore, he ain't."
Not anymore.
It's like, holy shit.
There's so many funny moments like that. Just like small little stupid lines that are incredible during this movie.
Dude, it is trickled throughout this movie. All right, so nighttime falls now, and we get some icy POV shots, Justin's favorite.
Yeah, let's go.
Outside of the Tyler house. And Anne tries to comfort Sam. And then they get jump scared by this loud fucking bang outside. And before this jump scare, you can see something moving around out there. And you think it's Jack Frost. You think he's finally come to like tango with the sheriff, right? So Sam does the smart thing. He grabs his gun and he heads for the door. Opens this door and he almost blows Paul's fucking head off. Paul is the older guy, or from that was a burp.
Whoa.
Paul's the older guy from earlier, and he was just making assault delivery. This guy knows no boundaries. He just walks into people's houses, shows up whenever he feels like it. Guy would just piss me off. Sam's like, "Hey, you got to be careful, man. I could have shot you." Paul literally laughs in the sheriff's face and goes, "Bro, you can hit the broadside of a barn with a scatter gun." Like, they just make fun of this dude's aim nonstop in this movie.
So much.
We're now back with the Metzer family, and they're grieving. And this dad is having a very hard time, and he's just being a dick to his fucking daughter and his wife. And his wife's just like, "Hey, if you want to talk," she's like, "We can talk. Why don't we hang up some Christmas tree lights?" He's like, "Your son hasn't been cold for 5 hours. And you want to get fucking festive?" And she's just trying to like offer him words of comfort. And he drops a 90s line, if I've ever heard one. He goes, "If I want to hear philosophy, I'll turn on Oprah." Like, what the fuck? Then he tells her to stop it, finish his scarf while he goes to get some firewood.
Yep.
Jake then goes outside and he's smoking a tobacco pipe. And he is fucking taunted by Jack. And he thinks it might be Sam who's come to make peace. Yep. For a father who's grieving and comes off as a pure asshole, the fact that he thinks Sam is coming over the house right now to make peace, didn't he look very happy?
Yeah. Yep.
Like, surprisingly, like, "Oh boy, I can stop being mad now."
Right. Oh, yeah.
When he realizes it's not, though, he fucking panics and he's trying to grab the axe out of the wood. And Jack is just making fun of him this whole time. And eventually, Jake does get the axe, and he's, walking around the snowman because you're not going to expect this fucking snowman to be what it's doing. And Jack, dude, just grabs this axe and stuffs it down this man's throat like he's Joey Chestnut on fucking the 4th of July swallowing hot dogs.
Insane.
Absolutely. Like, oof.
Crazy death.
And then he drops another dad joke. He's like, "Oh, gosh, I only axed you for a smoke."
I love it.
Fuck out of here,
I love it so much.
All right, dude. So now he's inside, and we see Hallie, who's humming some kind of a Christmas carol. I couldn't make it out. And then the tree lights come on, and she's like, "Oh, Jake, that's so sweet." And then they immediately shut off, and she gets up to like figure it out, and she's reaching into the Christmas tree, and I think something's gonna happen right there. It's not, though. She sees it's unplugged. She reaches down to plug it in, and the cord gets yanked out. And now Jack has regenerated behind her. And this man just fucking yokes her up and starts to strangle her with those Christmas lights. But that's not enough. He reaches down and grabs a red glass Christmas tree ornament and stuffs it in her fucking mouth like it's an apple on a pig. And then that's not enough, Justin. He decides, "Oh, there's a whole box full of glass ornaments. Let me smash your fucking face into it. And he just smashes her face into it over and over again. And just when you think this poor lady couldn't have enough, there's a little bit of like foreshadowing in the beginning of the movie at the Snowman Festival. She tells Sam that when she was a little girl, she always dreamed about being the ornament on top of the Christmas tree. So what does Jack do right here?
Dreams come true.
Bro grabs the top
Dreams come true.
ornament, like the star on top of the Christmas tree, and plunges it through her fucking scalp, and then leaves her attached to this Christmas tree as she's like a Christmas tree topper.
Yeah, she's literally like the topper.
And then we get Paul, dude, like I said, knows no boundaries. This man shows up at their house for their salt delivery and just walks in the front door, sees everything that's going on, and fucking panics and takes off running. Then we get the cops are on the scene now. No one called the cops. This dude straight up says, hey, I was only here so I could come by and offer my condolences. And I'm just going to put this out there, Justin. These 3 cops remind me of Me, You, and Waterboy. Would you like to know why?
Why?
Justin, you would be Deputy Foster, who's in a straight panic and is distraught because now they have to tell Jill that her entire family is dead.
Mhm.
Sounds like you. I would be Sheriff Sam, saying we've got to keep it together. Otherwise, this whole town is just going to go into a frenzy. Kind of logical, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Waterboy would definitely be Deputy Pullman, who says, you don't reckon we should keep her up for the 12 days of Christmas?
100%.
Popping a Pez from a Pez dispenser while he says this. What I did mention earlier is that fucking Deputy Pullman was also told by the sheriff when they went to go see old man Harper when he was dead. He goes, can you stop rocking the fucking chair? This dude was rocking the chair with his foot while they were looking at the dead body.
The dead guy in the rocking chair.
Like, come on, man.
Unreal.
If that's not Waterboy to a T, I don't know what it is.
100% is.
So Sam heads back to the station, and he's trying to take this all in because his town is fucking unraveling at the seams, Justin. And he looks out into his town, and do you know what he sees? I know you know what he sees because you love this time of the month. It's a fucking full moon, Justin.
Oh, shit. There we go.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
He then asks Marla, he's like, hey, can you get in touch with them assholes? Some dickhead named Agent Manners? And joke's on Sam, though, because when he turns around when Marla's not asking, the guy goes, yeah, I'm the dickhead. Agent Manners. Nice to meet you. They sit down, though, and they start to discuss how they think that this motive matches someone that Agent Manners has been hunting for a very long time. He then asks Sam, he's like, have the MVs been moved yet? And Sam's like, what? The motor vehicles? That's what I said when he said MVs.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, silly. The murder victims. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Love it.
He then demands Sam takes him to the Metzner house. And he says, if everything checks out, which I think it might, I can have a task force in here by midnight. And then we get another cutscene and we see Paul, the dude that was doing all his salt deliveries, is still running for his life. Every 3 feet, turning around to see if he's still being followed. He's a fucking idiot, bro. If you had just kept running, you'd be in town by now.
Seriously.
Instead, every 3 feet you stop, turn around, catch your breath, and then go again.
Don't stop. Just keep going.
Like Jack could still catch up to you, and he's already killing on his way there.
Yep.
Fucking idiot, dude. All right, so Stone and Manners are now testing a puddle of water at the house, and it tests positive for the chemicals, affirming Jack's ability to now freeze and liquefy at fucking will, which I think is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sam and the doc are also discussing the killings, and Manners interrupts them, telling him to install a curfew. And that, bro, I cannot deal with this, dude. While he's doing this, we see the coroners carrying out Sally's body behind them, still attached to the Christmas tree. Not even on a stretcher, bro. They are carrying this out like they're getting rid of the Christmas tree.
These subtle details like that, like you said, in the background of this movie is unbelievable. It's so incredible.
And then we get Sam. He's back in town now, and he's at the church. And he's trying to inform everyone what's going on, but all they keep doing is giving him a round of applause because they're done with me and they're ready for fucking Justin's turn.
Let's go. All right, so we got the whole town there. They're all gathered there, and he's basically telling everyone, hey, like, we got to do a 24-hour curfew. The church is still going to be open. Like, that's going to be a safe spot. The FBI agents there and everything. And they hear a commotion. And what do we got? So they go outside, like, what the hell is this sound? And it is Paul. He finally got there. and Paul is freaking out.
Straight up just smashing snowmen.
Dude, he's smashing. He just gets here and starts crushing all the snowmen, and he's freaking out, screaming, "It was a snowman! It was a snowman!" Dude, the agent freaking Manners just knocks him out. And he's just like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Come on, everybody curfew. Like, let's go.
I love how the sheriff, too, just doesn't knee-jerk react to anything. He just goes,
yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
Yeah, he didn't have to. He like so calmly, just like these guys just gets knocked out, and they're like, you know what? We're gonna send Deputy Chris to see what freaked out Paul and see what's going on. So Deputy Chris gets in the patrol car and he drives. And I almost died and have a heart attack. I was laughing so much. He is driving out there, and there is a snowman. Jack Frost is now in the middle of the road with like a stop sign, holding a stop sign like a construction worker.
And singing holiday tunes on the way out there.
Yeah,
he's like catch the madman, be a hero. La 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 la.
Yeah, he's like freaked out trying to sing and like tell him that he's gonna be a hero. He stops, and Jack does the thing where he like liquefies, and he goes into the car while Deputy Chris is behind it, and he backs up the car and runs him over, and Jack Frost drives away. You have a snowman stealing police cars in this movie. I love it so much. At this point now, like I said, the agent back is talking to Sam. They're going over all the land, and they're basically saying, all right, we're setting up blockades everywhere. We're blocking off.
Dude, I love how this fucking agent tries to argue with him. He's like, all right, so the whole town's blocked off. And the sheriff's like, nope, right here. No. And he goes, no, the whole town's blocked off. And he goes, no. He's like, the pastor dug up the fence, and it's just all open field right there. He's like, you got to block it off. And he's like, oh, all right, thank you.
Fine, I guess. And so, like I said, they argue about that. And then I don't know what the hell goes on after we see Jill and her boyfriend. They decide to go into the sheriff's house. And they, like, I don't know why they even wanted to go there and thought this was a good idea, but they, like, have a striptease scene where they
it's not a tease, bro. It is like a 10-minute scene. They've got layers upon layers upon layers upon layers.
They take off 37 layers to like, and it's like sped up. So you have Christmas music playing as this couple is taking off like 37 layers. And I guess their plan was to go drink wine and have sex at their house. Yeah. And as Jill like she goes upstairs and stuff to get ready, Tommy's down there and like Snowball's like hit the window and stuff, and he's like freaking out. So he opens the door and he's like, who's out here? And dude, the one line is you hear, well, it's not fucking Frosty. Like I literally wrote, thank you, Sean, for picking this. Jack Frost comes in and he starts stabbing Jack Frost. Obviously it does freaking nothing. They go in there, they have a little
what are you?
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. They battle, and he eventually gets icicles thrown through his head. Like, it's like pretty gory. Like, they literally impale this dude's head, and you see the blood dripping down. He is dead. Jill is upstairs, like dry blowing her freaking hair. She decides like she's just gonna go into the bathtub. So we see her go into the bathtub, and then you see like Jack like liquefies and like the puddles moving, and a carrot pops up in the freaking tub. And I'm like, what the hell is even happening? And all of a sudden the water gets wicked cold and he morphs into it. And she is screaming and like he attaches himself to her. Like it freezes the freaking water. And she has snow she becomes one with the snowman. And to the point where like she's like attached to him and he's like banging her against the wall. And it took me a second. I'm like, oh, he's just smashing against the wall. Then I'm like, you see his nose.
Oh my God, yeah.
The carrot is not on his nose. And I'm like, is this a friggin' snowman like rape scene? I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless at this time. And then when she's dead, he like throws her on the ground and he's like, Christmas came early this year. Like, and he's smoking a pipe. And we see him put his carrot back on his nose. I literally wrote, oh my God, what did I just witness? I cannot believe they just went there. Holy shit. So that happened in the movie. Didn't expect it, but here we are.
That wasn't on your bingo card.
Yeah, did not expect to see that, but now we find out a storm's coming, and basically the sheriff can tell like these agents and this other dude is like keeping information from him or whatever. But as all this is happening, he's trying to tell him like, hey, like what's really going on? The patrol car pulls up, and the seat's empty though, and that's supposed to be what Chris is driving, and they're like, oh, the seat's wet. Like, what the hell? What's going on? And all of a sudden, Jack pops up. Like the snowman just pops up, and then dude, they start shooting him. And at first, he thinks they kill him, and he gets right back up with the Terminator. So now the agent tells him like, all right, it's Jack Frost. Like they all run inside. He's like, he only can be hurt like when he's frozen. And Jack Frost runs into the place. Sam is using a hairdryer now.
Bro, he doesn't run into the place.
Yep.
You specify that. He turns himself into a giant snowball and avalanches through the front
Yeah,
doors.
sorry. I was gonna say the way he enters is so incredible. And he's using like a hairdryer. And then he gets like unplugged. Like the funniest freaking thing ever. And then like, all right, so they're running around through the station. And they're like, we're gonna blow this place. And are those all hairspray bottles they turn on? Like,
well,
what
they're
is that?
aerosol cans. There's like
Aerosol. All right, that's what
like
I was
Lysol
like,
cans, bug spray. Some of it
Yeah,
looked
all
like
right.
like shit
That's
you
what I
spray
thought.
after you go to the bathroom. It was
All right,
just
I saw
everything.
That. I'm like, all right, that's what I saw. Because I saw one thing hairspray, one thing saw bug spray. So they're turning on every kind of aerosol thing in the whole entire world. You see Sam runs back and gets his key, and he lets Paul out of the jail cell. And they open a window. They narrowly escape as Jack is grabbing at Sam. And they shoot back into the jail. And we have a giant explosion. Boom. We think it's all dead. But we think it's all good. But we see Jack frigging like morphing himself back together, and he is a mess. His parts are all in the wrong. And once again,
bro looks at him. He's like, "Hey,
Dude.
Mom, look, I'm a
he's
Picasso."
like, I'm Picasso. Like, dude, the one-liners from A Killer Snowman are top tier. Love it so much. We got down to the church now. Sam is like warning everyone, and just like guys, this is like real bad. And he's grilling like the doc dude. Like, what is happening? The guy finally comes clean. He's like, all right, well, I created an acid that can like resurrect people. And the soul is a chemical. We need to get him into like a watertight container and like lure him into like the furnace basement of the church. They come up with like this crazy plan. And like Sean mentioned earlier, like they're all like, how does Jack make? They're all waiting for him. And all of a sudden, like the ground starts shaking. It's like a train's coming or something. But no, it is a giant snowball, like the biggest snowball ever. This thing, giant snowball, rolls right in. It misses him. And then they all attack him with hair dryers. Like there is just everyone has one, and they're like
I'm just putting this out there, dude.
Yeah,
I need this electrician's phone number and the wiring they used in this church because they didn't short fuse once.
I was just saying,
and all those fucking extension cords plugged into each other. Oh my god!
Incredible. There's a million. Like everyone has them, and they literally blast them in there. They melt them. It goes into the furnace. Everything is incredible. They're all celebrating. You see everyone having a great time. And the two agents are still down there, and all of a sudden you see that who's back? Jack Frost is back. And he literally says, like, blow me. And he has icicle teeth now, like the sharpest icicle teeth you could ever see. And you see him biting and killing Agent Manners, and you think he kills the other guy, but you see basically now outside of this place, you see Sam and his son are out there, and you see the agent guy starts walking out, and he's like a robot.
He looks like the guy from Men in Black, the first one. You know the one
Yes.
that's like,
oh my god,
yeah.
This dude is twitching, and he like can't talk, and he's doing all this weird stuff, and he talks to him, and he starts puking out. He pukes.
Dude,
the snowman
right before that though, he literally looks at him and goes, "Fuck it."
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. And then he pukes out the whole snowman. The snowman was inside him. And of course, the one-liners, he's like, don't eat the yellow snow. And we see now Sam and his son in the car, and the car starts filling with the water again. And Jack is in the back seat. They escape the back seat, but we see Jack now in the back seat, and he starts to burn. And they're like, and he's asking his son, like, what the heck did you do back there? Like the cookies back there? And he's like, wait, why is the oatmeal making him burn? And his son explains, oh, well, I put as
Please don't be mad at me, Daddy.
Yeah, but I didn't want you to freeze or be cold, so I put antifreeze in like the oatmeal cookies. Like, what the hell?
Bro, you could have murdered your whole family.
Yo, everyone would have died. And we see Paul truck runs and hits him. And he basically says, like, all right, Jack, like go get antifreeze. Go get antifreeze. And as this happens, they turn on music for this epic battle. As he runs in, Sam runs into the house now. And he's running from Jack. This epic music playing. And we see Paul at the meantime, he's outside. He's filling his whole entire back of his truck with antifreeze. Jack ends up stabbing Sam with an icicle. It's like going through him.
But leading up to this real quick,
yeah,
these are boarding rooms above a fucking church, bro.
Church, yep.
He knocks on one door. They tell him to get lost. He knocks on another door, and you hear a woman go, "I'm busy." And then when he gets to the third door, you hear her go, "Wait, is that my husband? Quick, get under the bed."
Yeah, like once again, more incredible, funny little details to this movie, which you just literally need to watch this movie to pick up on all the stuff. And when he finally gets in the room, like I said, he ends up getting stabbed by it. And just when you think it's not going too good, he like rallies like a Hulk Hogan, and he manages to Goldberg spear Jack Frost through the window, and he lands in Paul's truck in the back of it, which is a pool full of freaking antifreeze. And you see it's melting him. One of his arms flies off, and like he battles Jack until it's all good. Besides that one damn arm, which starts attacking the sun, they grab that, they throw that in the antifreeze, and thank God he is all melted. And what after that? What do? You see them at the very end. They're bottling up all the antifreeze, and they're going to a cemetery. As you see, the cavalry's all arriving right now, and they bury it. The end. That is the tale of Jack Frost, the Killer Snowman. Holy shit, Sean! I'll let you talk first about what the thoughts
I do. So I remember watching this movie when I was a kid. I had rented it, not realizing it was a cheesy 90s B-list horror movie. I honestly thought that I was renting the 1998 Michael Keaton Jack Frost movie. I remember this movie being awful. What I didn't remember is how awfully great this movie was.
Mm-hmm.
I guess as a child, you really don't truly enjoy low budget horror and even the one liners and the dad jokes the way that I do now.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this during a period where CGI was the new wave, and anything less than was just that, dude. It was less than. Rewatching this so many years later, I have a new appreciation for this hidden gem, the practical effects, the cheesy dialogues, the one-liners scattered throughout this wonderful holiday classic. And in a genre where it's incredibly hard to make a holiday horror film, this captures it fantastically. Even the acting is top notch for a B-list movie. I highly recommend this 7.6 wintry classic this holiday season for all to enjoy.
Hell yes. All right. Look, so I'm not gonna lie, I did not like this movie. I fucking loved this movie. This was so much fun because I like I said, they nailed it. The humor was actually funny. It was so much going on in this movie. I give this an 8 out of 10 on the fun meter. Obviously, it's not an 8 out of 10 on the normal meter, but if you want fun, that captures just the whole winter vibe and everything with Christmas lights and snowmen. I absolutely love it. I thought this was an 8 out of 10. So excited. You got any fun facts or anything?
I do. When we talk about like the low budget B list movie and all that shit, one of the fun facts I did stumble across that I didn't write down. Did you know this movie was supposed to be a $30 million blockbuster with Gina Davis?
Yeah.
And when she backed out of it, it got shelved. And then this came along, and it was so fucking low budget that they literally had to do everything off a whim with like duct tape and bubble gum.
And like just to piggyback, just because you said that, it was originally written as a straight horror movie too, and like they realized like holy shit, this is way too goofy after they saw it, so he had to literally like rewrite it as a comedy. So like this.
When you say like rewrite it as a comedy, that scene that you were talking about with Shannon, wow, fucking stumbling over my words.
Shannon Elizabeth.
Yeah, I was gonna say Elizabeth Shannon, then my brain told me it was Shannon Elizabeth. With her in that shower scene, that was supposed to be a straight up horror scene.
Yeah.
And after they shot it, one of like the who like set hands or whatever was like, hey, you know what this kind of looks like, right? And they didn't have enough money to reshoot, and he was like, fuck it. He's like, we're going full comedy on this one. And that's like where it turned into full comedy.
Oh yeah.
Which is awesome.
The hair dryers and stuff, ridiculous.
Just a quick fun fact for you, Justin.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There is a sequel to this. It's called Jack Frost 2, The Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman. And it takes place in the Caribbeans. Caribbeans.
No, yes. It doesn't.
One thing you do love is taglines, and the tagline for this movie is "He's chilling and killing."
Dude, I wrote that. It's my favorite thing I've ever read in my whole life.
Writer-director Michael Cooney, Cooney, did the voice of the man in the beginning who tells the story of Jack Frost. This movie was also shot during the winter, but the temperatures could reach as high as 70 degrees. So there was a lot of foam and cotton swabs used as snow substitutes.
Yes.
This is Shannon Elizabeth's first acting movie role. She had been in like TV series before this,
Yeah,
but
I
this
saw
was her
that,
first movie. It only took 18 days to shoot. This movie was given complete and total creative freedom. And that's all I've got.
Yeah, I had more. I had actually all those. I only got two other things. I thought it was kind of sad that you see like that lead actor Sam Christopher Allport actually died
Yeah,
in
he
an
died in
avalanche.
an avalanche. That's
Holy
horrible.
crap! Like rest in peace. That absolutely sucks. And then I only other thing I have is that the director got the idea because he was on a camping trip with his buddies. I mean, like a snow trip and stuff. And they built a snowman outside. And he says it looked so creepy. Like when one of the girls who was like sleeping said she couldn't even sleep because of how creepy the snowman looked outside her like window in like a cabin or something. And he got that whole
Oh, yeah.
entire idea to make a horror movie out of that. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And
Let's
that's
go.
what I got. Let's go.
All right, dude. So Hackstab / happy holiday season.
Go.
We're gonna continue this with what are we doing next week, Justin?
Silent Night. Yes.
Let's go.
Let's
All
go.
right, I'm out of here. I'm Hacky. This dude right here.
Just Justin have the best December and Christmas ever.
Later.
Peace.